welcome to the Shurijan Podcast, Season 2, Episode 1. Big fucking deal, huh? Hey, when someone actually starts listening to this shit, it's gonna be super important, but I know I normally start with a peeve, but I wanted to start because this lady was cracking me up. So I was driving the other day, and there's this section of road where it's upgraded, and people are tending to drive fast on it now because it's been upgraded to like 2, 3 lanes. So people are driving over the 45 now. They're driving like 60, 65. So the cops like to sit there on their motorcycles and they wait. They wait for some dumbass to blow through there. And a lot of times they'll catch truck drivers, whatever. There's a lot of different people that go up and down the street. Um, so I noticed when I came up, one of them was pulling off. There was 3 sitting there together, and one was already pulling out, and the other 2 were putting their stuff away like they were getting ready to go too. And I had already gotten into the right lane, so I wasn't in the far left lane anymore, but there was a lady in the far left lane. She was in this like a little, I don't know, like a SUV type. And she hit the turn lane light, right? And I'm in the other lane to go forward. And all 3 of those fucking cops pulled in behind her. And it was so funny because I could see her face, and she must have looked in her rearview mirror like probably 700 times before the light changed. And you could tell she probably had a super puckered ass, like she was in a panic because there was 3 of them behind her. It was just funny. And she made the U-turn, and they turned left, and she didn't even end up with them behind her. So it's one of those where you panic and you anticipate, you think of all these bad things, and then they fucking turn the corner and don't even acknowledge you. You almost feel gypped. You're like, hey, get back here and try to give me a ticket, shithead. But no one actually wants that. So yeah, that was just kind of funny. The look of terror in her eyes and her constant light, mirror, light, mirror, light, mirror, light, mirror. Her eyes were just, and I was laughing. Oh, that was funny. Yeah. Well, start off with that, but yeah. You know what's not funny? Fucking menopause. Menopause is not fucking funny, okay? I'd say I'm 60, okay? I'm going through menopause. I'm in menopause, almost out of menopause, basically. I I laugh because I tell my friends that I made a deal with my body that when it was time to stop and menopause was gonna kick in, that I just stop. I wouldn't have all these issues that everybody else that I know is having. And it, for the most part, it actually, my body kept the deal, okay? But there are weird things that come from menopause. I mean, like, my big thing is my belly fat. I can't lose the belly fat to save my life, and they call it menopause belly, and it's incredibly difficult to lose the belly, and I'm not winning that particular war. And as a matter of fact, I think I probably gained 10 pounds this week, because my shoulders are so jacked up, I can't really even get up. So it's not good. It's not a good thing. It's not a good look. So I have some work I need to do, but yeah, the menopause is weird. I also learned beyond the hot flashes and, lack of energy, those are really the only things that I'm suffering from. The hot flashes are only when I sleep. Um, and then the lack of energy is just me being lazy as well. So there's that. I'd love to say, yes, menopause made me lazy, but I was fucking lazy way before menopause came along. But I am noticing that my shoulders. I read that it affects your shoulders. It causes shoulder problems, and like your muscles tighten up around your shoulder, the socket, and it basically freezes your shoulders. And I am having that very issue with both of my shoulders right now. So it feels like someone's got a little axe pick in the top of my shoulder, and every time I try to pick something up, they're like, "Hiya!" Yeah, and I don't like hiya. Hiya does not work for me. Yeah, it's just weird the shit that happens to you when you're on menopause, and everybody's so different, it just affects everybody differently. I'm ready to fucking have it go the hell away, I can tell you that. I am definitely ready for it to fuck off. But yeah, here we are. But I was also I had some let's see, I had some socks the other day, right? And I've at a point now where if I have a hole in my sock, I throw it away and I go buy another bag of socks, right? But I remember being younger and in school, you darned your socks. You fixed them. You sewed them, and they taught you how to sew in school, so you can sew your fucking socks and your underwear or whatever the fuck else you needed to sew. But I don't think anybody does that anymore. I'm pretty sure we're basically a throwaway society. When we're done with something or it breaks, we just chuck it and we don't keep them. I can't imagine sewing a hole in my sock. Fuck no. Because I like socks without any kind of stitching. Like I like them to be super smooth. I don't like if it goes across the toe, I can't wear that shit. No, 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 no. Not gonna wear that. No, 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 no. But nobody sews anymore. I sew. I just fixed Chupa's toy monkey. She gutted it, and there was stuffing all over my living room. I was like, oh shit. And I looked, and it's like her favorite one. But yeah. So I had to sit there and fix her monkey. So it's been a minute since I sewed, but I did it, and she's happy. She hasn't been able to pop that stitching yet, so yay for me. Yay for sewing class. Yay for mom. She sewed too. Um, it's funny because I was looking. What was it? They were doing a thing on because Rob Reiner, the whole Rob Reiner thing just broke my heart because I really liked Rob Reiner. I mean, who doesn't like Princess Bride? It's one of the most brilliant movies ever done. And I mean, when you have college classes doing classes about the Princess Bride, then yeah, it's pretty substantial. It means it's a pretty important movie. But I was watching well, whoever's left, the cast just reminisce about him, and it dawned on me just how old everybody looks now. I was like, holy shit, because they're all in their youth then, and here we are all this time later, and uh, it was an eye opener. I was like, dang, all the people that were young when I was young are looking old now, and I know I'm in that group too, but I'm also uh, the very person whose peeve is yelling at people that are driving like shit and calling them, "Get out of the road, old lady," or "Get out of the road, grandpa, damn." And if I look, they're probably a couple of years older than me. But but I don't look that old, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel as old as they seem to appear to me. I don't drive that old, that's for certain. I'm not going 2 miles an hour, crying out loud. And yes, that was mug root beer. I was driving behind a car yesterday and I thought, "What the heck?" And I can't recall what kind of car it was. Dang it. You guys will have to look it up, but it was a car and the taillights looked like little bones. Like little tiny bones on the side. They had like little bones, little sideways bones. It was really cute. I was like, "What the heck is that?" I know I've seen that there's one, it's a SUV of some kind. It looks like a Phillips head screwdriver. Like where you're gonna put a giant Phillips head screwdriver in and take their fucking backlight out. It's funny. It's kind of cool how some of the tail lights are so unique now, especially the ones that look like little eyes or something. So you see like eyes in the back as well as like the headlight eyes in the front. They're kind of cool. Mine's just boring. Mine's boring. I don't have any bones and I don't have any Phillips head screwdrivers. Yeah, I got nothing like that. I don't even have like nothing. I did I was noticing the other day I really liked modern rock back in our day. And by modern rock I'm talking about like The Cure and the Smiths and all that kind of stuff. Um and it was a different kind of time, and that back then modern rock was big and punk was big and there was a lot of different types of rock back then. And then I tried to look up the other day some just some modern rock, anything modern rock to reference about here, and they're like trying to give the credit to the next gen. They're like, "Oh yeah, modern rock," and they're naming off bands. I'm like, that is not fucking modern rock. I'm sorry, that is not modern rock. You guys are not, as usual. Gen X is not getting fucking cred for modern rock. I'm like, let's see, the biggest modern rock song of all time is the Smiths. You know, so it's like Everybody hears it. Every time you listen to the television show Charmed, you hear it. You know, how can you not call that modern rock? When you have the number one modern rock song comes from our generation. It pretty much came from our generation. That's when people started playing that kind of music. One of the best stations to listen to that on was in San Francisco. It was called Live 105. Boy, if you lived on the other side of the Altamont, it sucked because you couldn't get it. But if you could get on the other side of the Altamont, which is the Bay side, you could get that all over the place. It was a great station, and I played the fuck out of that station. That was pretty much all I listened to, and at that time, I believe I was, like, working in the Bay and coming back home, so I could listen to it a lot. It was that, and I started listening to Howard Stern, and I don't know why I started listening to that, but I realized pretty early on that that's probably not my forte, Howard Stern. Just like, some of the things he says are funny, but some of the things he's just being whatever to be controversial, so but he's the one making the money, isn't he? I'm doing sitting here with fucking 11 followers. He's the one with gazillion dollars, so I guess he knows what he's fucking doing. Can't fault him for what he is doing. But yeah, modern rock, I don't think we're getting credit for that. I'm kind of pissed about that, as usual. Fuck, it's just now that they're starting to include us in all these fucking gen things. Like, how many years did they just completely skip our generation? All these charts, and then we're not even on it. Fuck, no surprise. No surprise. I did want to kind of finish off the podcast with something that I purchased. I am a CCW carrier. I have a license to carry, and I carry a 9 millimeter Smith and Wesson M&P Shield. Um, I really feel good about carrying a gun. I feel like I'm okay. I'm not looking to pull it out and do something stupid. And if I need it, I got it. And I don't live in the safest neighborhood, so I gotta be careful. And I don't carry every day. I don't carry all the time. But when I do, I want to be able to shoot. And it's very expensive. Bullets are not cheap, and they're getting more and more expensive, and they're getting harder and harder to get, and blah blah blah. So hitting the firing range, by the time if you don't already have like a membership, you're gonna pay like $25 and 10 here, 5 there, and then ammo, and then another fucking, it's like $50 to hit the freaking range at a minimum. And I don't have $50, and I need to do this weekly. I need to work on my aiming. I have like as my eyesight gets worse, my aim is getting worse. I'm like pulling down. I'm pulling down, so instead of I'm reacting to the trigger now. So I wanted to dry fire and work on that and get better. And I found this laser dry fire system called VNSH. I'm assuming that stands for vanish, but I don't know that. But you order what caliber you have. I ordered a 9 millimeter. I got a 9 millimeter laser bullet to go inside of the barrel of my gun, and you cock your gun and put it inside. Um, and you do it just like you would normally do it. You cock your gun, and you have a target. There's a application that you get on, and you take a few dry fire tests at the target, and it lights the laser up to hit the target. And the app will tell you how your shooting is. You'll be able to see if you're pulling or while drawing your gun, or it's been pretty cool so far. And they say that the more dry firing you do, the better you're going to be when you actually need to shoot. I mean, I don't qualify for another 2 years. I just qualified just I don't know, maybe 2 months ago. So I don't have to worry about it for another 2 years. But I do want to worry about it, because what if I need to pull that gun and there's people that are standing, a few feet away from the person that's trying to kill me? I want to be accurate with what I'm doing. I don't want to be one of those dumbasses out there with a gun that thinks that I can fucking save the world. That's not what I have a gun for. That's not what we're even taught to use our gun for. They tell us if there's trouble, go away, leave. That's what they tell you. They don't tell you go engage. They tell you get the hell out of there. And that's the smartest thing to do. You don't put your hand on that gun unless you intend to use it. You certainly don't put your finger on the trigger unless you intend to use it. So there's just a lot that goes into it. But this laser system has been pretty cool so far. I think it's going to handle the flinching that I've been doing, and I'm sure the flinching is why I haven't been like collectively having a nice grouping of my targets. I mean, I can hit it well enough to pass, but I'd like a collective grouping. I want the old triangle grouping, you know what I mean? Bink, bink, bink. But yeah, but that's kind of one of the things I wanted to talk to you about was the laser dry fire system. It's pretty good. Like I said, it's a VNSH. Yep. And they gave me a free holster with it too, like a holster that was you just kind of put around your waist real fast. So it's pretty cool. So far so good. I'll put who the company is at the bottom and a tag in case you're interested. They had every caliber, every single caliber you could think of. They had a dry fire for, and it's actually pretty affordable. Yeah, it's cheaper than going to the. It's cheaper than a month's worth of hit in the firing range. So yeah. All right. Well, I did want to also mention that I'm still in the works of a new podcast. Um, I don't have an official name for it. I don't have any official information. All I can tell you is going to involve California, unsolved anything, especially things that have been unsolved for a while. Just really interested in that kind of stuff. So we'll see what my technical background can do to help me with that. And then I have a partner that has also technical background in this area, and I think between the two of us, we'll be able to put some names out there and get some attention to these cases and hopefully help some people out. But that won't be till like next fall. We have to do all the work prior, and then we can release it and get y'all involved in that. Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, I am going to wrap it up. Uh, as usual, Chupa says, spay and neuter, adopt, don't shop. Have fun. I hope you have a good New Year. That's when you hear this, it's going to be New Year's Day. So just I'm hoping that you're careful tonight and watch out for your pets because people are fucking assholes. And make sure they're in. All right. All right. Well, happy New Year and happy season 2 to me. Fuck yeah. And hope you like my Grinch hat. I got it on Etsy. Shit. You can't really see it. Well, you can't see it at all because you're radio. But if you could see it, it's pretty cool. All right. Meh.